Hey folks, welcome back to BATTLEMODE. This is Battle Mode. I've taken some feedback from the original video that I put up, and I think people were kind of hoping for more of a let's play rather than a tutorial. I apologise for that. I think initially I was trying to show off the user interface improvements for players who've actually played Distant Worlds Universe, because I think that the Distant Worlds Universe was a really popular game with BATTLEMODE, but it was also contentious, as I explained before, so I think a lot of people just kind of wanted to know what was new. Unfortunately then, me being me, I kind of slipped into tutorializing, as I often do with new games, rather than just playing. Just so that you know, if you've not seen it, Rob has actually put up a straight let's play with the Akdarian faction, so go and check that out if you want to just a sort of straight right from the start let's play. And Rob's also really good at explaining what he does too, and he's got his voice is a little bit easier on the ears than me. Like, I really like listening to Rob play. But yeah, I'm that being said, I don't want this to just be a tutorial, so I appreciate it if you've made it through the last hour of gameplay and, you know, kind of been a bit sort of waiting for things to happen. So I can't help but tutorialize a little bit. It's just kind of how I am. I kind of talk to myself when I'm doing things anyway. So, but yeah, I'm gonna just try and play this now, just so that people can get an idea of the game. You've already seen the UI now. I will talk about what I'm doing as I'm going along. So, with that in mind, let's get straight into it. The first thing I've done, I've actually renamed the planet Mortal Prime, because I found the old name a little bit awkward to say. I'm not really sure why. I just couldn't get my mouth around it. I also wasn't really paying that much attention to what was going on with the game, because I was kind of too busy trying to explain like what was happening. So far, as you can see, we've started to explore our home solar system, and I've got a bunch of ships all exploring, and we've been sending construction ships out to build mining stations. We do have a few mining stations. We don't have a whole lot of them at the moment, so I want to be building more mining stations basically. So without further ado, let's just get back into the game. Now, my home planet, apparently it got raided. I didn't notice. But we got raided by pirates, which is one of the reasons why our corruption is quite high. So I think what must have happened is when I was kind of busy talking, I didn't really yeah, so we've got pirates here. We actually got the protection schemes, but it looks like, yeah, we must have attacked them, and this is the Tekan Authority, so our escorts must have moved in and attacked them before we had actual chance to well, we got a bit of a diplomatic penalty, and they must have done a raid on the planet. That's the problem with pirates, right? They will actually take a chunk out of you unless you do what they say at the start of the game. The other thing that I've done just off screen was I've actually dropped the maximum concurrent research projects down. I am getting a new space support up soon, so we're going to get a new research station. So we've got this one at Starcoon. It's called Starcoon Research, but I'm going to change that to Mortal Prime again. Mortal Prime. Oops. There is something a little bit weird about the way that text is inputted in this game. Mortal Prime Space Station. There we go. I'll just call it RS1. All right. So we've actually got 3 research stations up. I think that means we've got one at Mortal Prime. We've got one at Tanella's. That one's just around this gas giant here. Have a look at that gas giant properly, actually. Okay. It's interesting. I wonder if that's actually doing anything. Oh yeah, okay, so we get +9 to reactor research from this one. That is coming from which planet though? We can have a look, I think, in the research locations. Okay, so we've got Tanella's. How many of these have we got? Oh, we've got another one here, look. So yeah, that's right, because I remember now in the last episode we actually found a bonus here too. So Mortal Prime and Tanella's are actually getting reactor research. We should be able to technically get more than one concurrent project up now then. Although it's still saying it's queued. I'm quite confused by that, because I don't remember this being like this before. Oh well. I'm still kind of learning this game. I have, like I said, I have been playing in the alpha, but I've not played it for a little while actually. So it's been a little bit of time. There we go. Look, so you can see now that we've actually got 2 concurrent research projects. You can see them up the top here. All right. We've got some escorts, so we've actually got some protection now from stuff that's going to be coming in. We don't really have the warp capability to actually get out to any of these planets. So the next thing I want to do, once I've got, I'm kind of on normal, man. I don't think you really need to, you know, drastically rush out to explore the planet. You can kind of turtle up a little bit, I think. Very much like in the original Distant Worlds. Obviously, you're still got to be quite aggressive, especially playing as someone like the Mortalin. Okay, anyway, let's get this going. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this speed up. Let me just check I've got no idle ships just kicking around doing nothing. Particularly construction ships. We don't really want... Oh, there we go. All right, so we've got... I'm just going to automate the construction ships for the time being. Get them all fully automated. Next thing I probably want to do is... Let's just unpause this and drop the speed. Let's have a look at our potential resource locations. So we've got a mining location here. These are all, sorry, it's new mining locations. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and build mining stations on all of these. I can't see anything here that I wouldn't want. So obviously mining stations cost you money. So you don't really want to be building mining stations everywhere, right? If you've already got a huge amount of steel coming in, let's say, it might not be efficient to just get that last 5%, you know, steel location. That said, your mining ships, your private sector mining ships will actually pick those up. So you don't really need to have mining locations everywhere, particularly if you've got, you know, you've got a bit of a problem with cash flow like I've got at the moment. I'm going to go back to our main colony of Mortalin Prime. So yeah, we've got a problem with corruption and our tax rate is too high. Now, at the moment, I think the game is automating our tax rate. We really need to delete this down. We're not going to be making much money, but money's not so... Like, cash flow is less important at the start of the game, I'd say, than population. So, okay, so we've got... scientists made a breakthrough. Oh, no, we produced a new scientist. Okay. And we got a critical research breakthrough. So this was actually the event that created our scientists. So what we want to do... he's going to Teneles. Now, we've actually got 2 research locations called Teneles. I'm actually going to change that because I think it's a little bit confusing. So let's go to our research stations. This is the engine research. So I'm going to call this... rename this to... oops. Wow, I don't know what is wrong with this. I actually logged this as a bug with the in the beta test, but I don't did it yet. Okay. Seems to be a problem with frame rate. I wonder what that's about. Oh, it's just when I scrolled in. That's interesting. Bear in mind, guys, this is still a beta build, right? So it's not finished yet. There's still there's about 6 weeks, I think, before the game release. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe nearly, yeah, sort of 6 weeks, 2 months. So there's plenty of time, but there will be little bugs and, you know, kind of the occasional frame rate issue or something. So don't be too concerned. Okay, so we got that research breakthrough. The advisor wants to build us another escort. I'm going to decline that for the time being. We don't really want too many ships. It's like I say, it's much more important that we don't have. If they put that tax back up, okay. So let's just remove, like, so tax rates, drop it down to manual. The computer put it back up because it was just like, we're not making enough money. Tax the people. No, I don't want to tax the people. I want them to grow, and I'd much rather them be happy, especially after we've just had a pirate raid. Okay, so ships are going round. We're going to get these 2 research projects out the way. That's the next thing that we want to do. So let's just wait for that to happen. Research potential and actual research output. The way the research potential works, it's kind of tied into colony population now, and the number of research stations you've got. It's kind of a bit more easy to understand than Distant Worlds universe. I found actually that for me, one of the most confusing things that about the first game was the way that research was calculated. It wasn't actually that hard as a calculation, but I found in practice it was really difficult to get it working, whereas in this game it's loads easier. I found that Distant Worlds 2 is probably quite good in that respect. It kind of ties up a lot of things that were just not that intuitive in the first game just makes them a little bit easier to understand. It is still a complex game though, so unless you've picked that up already, just be aware that this is not that's not the easiest of 4X games. If you want a relatively simple space 4X game, go check out Remnants of the Precursors, because that's different. All right, so I'm going to drop. Let's just not automate this as well. Can I change this here? No. So I think I want to do policy settings. And funding levels. Yeah, we don't want to automate that. We also don't want to automate colony tax levels. Colony stock levels I'm going to leave. What happens is basically, so I'm trying not to tutorialize too much, but basically your planets will stockpile resources from the ships that are coming in, right? And you can actually set the amount of stockpiles that you'll get for each. If you go to the colony details screen, you can see the resources and stocks. So let's say that you're planning an invasion, you really want to stockpile fuel. You can do that here. You can be like, right, I want you to maintain X amount of fuel and don't spend it on anything. So you've got really fine control over the economy in this game. I don't remember you being able to do that in Distant Worlds universe, although people who played it better than me or more than me might be able to correct me on that. Okay, let's try and get this research out of the way. I think once we've got medical systems done and research labs, I'm going to upgrade my bases so that we can actually have those on. So we're going to be increasing our research speed. I think it's worth going for these early. After that, I'm going to rush for the hyperdrive tech. Let's just jump to the hyperdrive tech, and I'm going to go for stable warp fields. The warp bubble generator is way better than the skip drive, and it kind of enables you to get further out. So you'll see here that the jump range on the skip drive is 3M. I forget what M stands for now. Whereas the jump range is on the warp bubble generator is 120. The skip drive really is just a short range thing. It's just designed for an inter-system jumps, basically, just so that you can quickly go between planets. Because previously you would have had to use your impulse drives to get between these. It takes ages, and that's one of the reasons why I just thought, for the purposes of this Let's Play, I'd kind of just start with the skip drives engaged. I didn't actually, also when I was kind of going through the ship screens, I was being a bit dense and I didn't really. So let's just look at this, for example. I was kind of going, oh, where's the hyperdrive? But it's here, look. This is the skip drive here, and all of these ships will have started with a skip drive in this playthrough. Okay. Oops. Let's just get back out of this screen. You can just escape to exit out. Just we're just going to sit here and wait for our ships to do something. You'll notice that the AI has actually formed it's actually made a fleet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select that. I'm going to select Control 1. Then we've got a hotkey there. So we can actually move this around now as a defensive fleet. Generally speaking, I don't use escorts in fleets usually. At least once the game's got going a little bit. New spy has appeared. Okay, let's have a look at this guy then. Just going to drop the speed down again. I've actually got 2 spies now. What I might do is, yeah, we don't know their traits, so let's cancel the counterintelligence, and I'm going to send. Let's go and see if we can steal a map from them. Oh wow, yeah, it's really difficult to do this. Yeah, I don't want to get caught. We don't want to annoy the pirates, so let's just keep them on. We'll just keep them on counterintelligence for the time being. I want to control these guys manually though. I don't want them doing stuff without me knowing. So let's just speed that up a little bit. Let's go back to those. Yeah, Tonelli's Engine Research Center and Tonelli's Research Center. Now, I forget, our government type gives us a bonus to gives us an overall penalty to research, but then it gives us a bonus on, what was it, weapons and troops, right? So really what we want is we want to get the weapons and research we're doing okay on. Troop research, like basically the Mortallans really excel at ground combat. That's what they like doing. They like they like jumping into a planet and just kicking people's asses. But we're already quite good at that, right? And we're not going to be using that very much at the start of the game. Okay, let's just drop the speed. We've got we've got, where are we? Medical systems up now. So I'm going to finish research labs, and then once I've done that, I'm going to upgrade my space station. It's likely that the game did that automatically. So let's just have a look here. We go to state bases. and just go to the research station 2. Let's have a look here. No. Oh, okay, so it has got the medical sensor. So look, I think it just upgraded this automatically. Oh no, it didn't. That's just saying it's available. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... I forget now if we've actually got this one in usage or not. Where are we? Let's go back to our main colony. Just jump there. And let's have a look at Mortal and Primer RS1. Oh, that's the spaceport. My bad. So... Okay, sorry. This... Yeah, there we go. That's the spaceport. Right. So this is SSP2, which is... That's the model name, right? We can actually click on that directly, and you can just kind of jump it straight into here. And you can see that the SSP2 doesn't have the... it doesn't have the medical sensor on it yet. So what I want to do is I just want to wait for us to get the... This next... Where are we? I might actually just... Research labs. Oh no, we've already got a crash program, so it's already going at 2 times speed. Let's get that done, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get the we'll get that spaceport upgraded, and that's going to increase our population growth, and that's really important at the start of the game. We really want to do that. We've got quite high corruption, and that's because we've got high tax rates. I'm going to drop the tax rate even lower. We're making a whole pile of money, and we're getting that basically through building ships for the private sector. Now you've got to be careful because this is not we're not going to get this kind of figures. Look, I mean, we made 33,500 so far this year. Now we don't really want to be, or sorry, that's our projected income. Forgive me. So, but you're not going to get this all the time, right? You're not going to be constantly building ships. Once you've hit a certain size of empire, and you've got no more mining stations being built, you're not going to be constantly building ships. So you can't rely on that. However, at the start, you really want to be. Don't worry about your cash flow going backwards. You kind of just want to be growing your population. Funding levels are on automatic. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to set a little bit less of this to be reserved, just so that we are paying off a little bit more. Okay. I'm just going to wait for this. It's not going to be too much longer now. Probably another couple of months. I think what we want to be doing is I'm going to try to move in this way. I'm going to have neighbours. I don't know how close they're going to be or where they're going to be. So, got a bit of a frame rate drop again there. It seems to have come back now. So yeah, I'm going to head this way, and I'm going to head this kind of in this direction. It's also good just to check around everything around you. I think it's unlikely that we're going to have any neighbours very, very close. I don't remember there being... I think there was like 12 factions. So probably going to get one, you know, some like here, here, and here. Okay, there goes research labs. Let's just drop down the speed. And we're going to go into the ship designer. Now, at the moment... Oh yeah, look, you'll see that it's actually automatically upgraded the ships. So it's put a research lab on there, and I'm hoping it's put a medical... No, it hasn't put the medical sensor on. So let's get a medical sensor on here too. So let's put a we're going to put a medical sensor in. Now we need more crew as well, because we've gone past our crew size. Getting more crew systems in. Ah, right, okay. Now the hull size is too large. I think we're going to have to get rid of... Perhaps drop off a weapon. Let's get rid of one of these seeking missiles. So, oops. There we go. Just right click, and there we go. So we've actually brought it back down under the recommended size again. Could put a docking bay on here. Don't know if that's way too big. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to faff with it. So that's the SSP3 anyway. So once that's upgraded. Let's just jump into our spaceports. Yeah, it's auto upgrading. I want to change that. I think I might just leave it on for the time being. Generally speaking, I think I said I don't really like the automated stuff. I don't really like the game to play itself too much because I kind of lose track of what's going on, and then I don't know. It's just me, but I find that if the game plays itself too much, I kind of lose connection with the game, and then I just don't want to play it. There are certain things though that you just don't want to be micromanaging all the time. That's what's really cool about this game. It's so wonderful in that you can just choose which bits you want to focus on. Okay, so we're going for the stable warp fields now. I might actually crash research this project. We've got the money for it. It's going to cost a lot of money, but that it's such a critical tech, and I've already taken time to go for the for the extra research and growth bonus that we're going to get from those components for the space station. Pop the speed back up a little bit. Let's make sure that we've not got any idle ships. Yeah, we've actually got construction ships that are idle now. So let me just see if we've got anything that they could be building. There's no new mining locations. Yeah, these guys are just kind of sitting here using stuff, using fuel up, really. I'll just actually go and have a look at this construction ship. Oh no, it has got an energy collector. Yeah, okay, so they're not going to be using fuel because they're going to be collecting enough energy basically to pay for their operational costs. Energy collectors do take a certain type of resource that can sometimes be a little bit rare though. Okay, we've got a new Admiral, so let's go to our fleet, and we're going to assign that Admiral to the fleet. Where are we? Okay, Bakrakutsan. Let's transfer this guy to the 1st Defence Force. Might be worth just keeping these escorts as part of the as a fleet for the time being. Okay, he's giving us that notification that he's appeared. Okay, it's not going to be long until we've got this this new hyperdrive tech, and then we can actually start getting out into the stars. You might find that other players, by the way, will go for the hyperdrive techs first. That's a perfectly viable strategy. It might even be a good idea especially if you're expecting neighbours to be very close to you. You would then have avoided this problem that I've got, where I've basically got ships just sat around doing nothing. So that probably would have been a better move in this particular thing. Like, if you really want to min-max, you could actually disassemble these ships so that they're not actually taking it out of your cash flow. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't bother doing that. Not for a quick let's play anyway. Now, tax income. Tax rate's still kind of high. Yeah, I want my population growth rate here to go up, so just drop the tax a little bit more. It's going to be costing us a fortune, but we are going to be getting a whole new... Once we've explored some new systems, we're going to start sending construction ships out and just expanding our private sector. Okay, explorers are all done. I want to put more money into colony growth for the time being. Colony growth is really important because it's your main way of getting money really is through tax. Once the private sector has kind of grown out enough. Okay. Might be a little bit of waiting here, guys. So I'm just going to pause this, and once something like significant happens, then I'm just I'll restart the video. This is partly because I probably should have gone for the hyperdrive text first. So I'll just pause this for the time being. Hey folks, okay, so we've got this warp field research, stable warp fields research completed. So we've also, hold on a minute. Oh, we've got a new scientist as well. So we've actually got more scientists now. I think we've probably got more than we can actually use. They'll all work, but they really want to all be going to a different research location. So let's get this guy. We've got one at, oh yeah, we want to send him to, hold on, I think I've got 3, haven't I? 3 research stations. There's one at Mortal and Prime, we've got Tonelli's research and the engine research. So we should be able to send him to the Mortal and Prime space research. Oh no, that's Mortal and Prime spaceport. I think we can send him there. Oh no, maybe not. We'll send him to the Engine Research Centre. I'm not sure if you can have 2 scientists in one place. I forget now, actually. There's really one thing I will say about this. Once you zoom in quite a lot, I don't know if it's the sound. Something's lagging the game out. That I'm not quite sure what that is. I might have to, if it's not been logged as a bug, I will log that as a bug. Okay, so we've got the research here, and we've got this. We've actually gone for the hyperjump tech, or the hyperdrive tech. Really, ideally, we want to move for the Gerax hyperdrive. This is way better. You'll notice that the jump range is kind of similar, but the speed, like we've got 200k hyperdrive speed here. This is 400k, right? So it's twice as fast, and it's so much better. This is like way better. The problem is it's the The size of the research is 1,200. It's going to take a long time to get, basically. So I think what we want to do is try and figure out other things that are going to be useful for us now. There is a lot of options as well, and recreation systems is going to be one of them, because this is another thing that's going to help us help with our colony growth. So I think I'm going to rush for recreation systems. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's go for that. This is kind of like a long-term thing, I guess. The other things we could do is stuff that's going to make our ships better. The first thing would be to the construction techs. So we actually, we can actually get better ships. That might actually be better. Because once we're probably going to be wanting better ships, thinking about it. So that's going to be space construction, I think. That's going to give us construction yard V2, small spaceport. Maybe not. But I don't even know if we need the expanded civilian ships yet. So many options. There's so many options. I'm not bothered about any combat stuff yet. I don't really care about sensors. If we go back to the stop, weapons I'm not bothered about. Reactors, having a better reactor might be useful. Shields are always going to be useful. I think we've already got some though. We've talked about hyperdrive tech. Engine's going to be cool. Engine research we're actually getting a bonus for. Reactors might getting a better reactor might be worth it. So where are we? Mining and energy. It's energy collection, sorry. There we go, reactors, sorry, here we are. Yeah, maybe getting the better reactor might be worth it. So this allows us to upgrade from the basic space reactor to the fission reactor. And the fission reactor is just more efficient. Now, it takes mebanar as well as carbonite. So does this, but it's a large amount, like 50 mebanar. Oh, that's just the initiation cost, my bad. So this is the basic space reactor costs 4 mebanar, 2 carbonite. This thing's 6 mebanar, 3 carbonite. So it's just a little bit more. I think it's probably wise going for something like this. I am kind of tempted to go for the recreation systems first, though. This is what I used to do in Distant Worlds 1, in Distant Worlds Universe. So I think I'm going to go for that. Let's bash this out and get this going so that we can really kickstart our population growth. And we've also got those. Let's just make sure that all our ships are being upgraded now. I think they'll have done that. Yeah. So look, we've got the Escort 2. So they will have put the. Where are we? Hyperdrive warp bubble generator. There we go. So it's just going to have rejigged all these ships basically to include the warp bubble generator on it now. So these ships are now going to be able to actually jump further out. So let's go to our exploration ships. Where are we? Exploration's here. They're retrofitting those ships first, so they're just going to be installing those new drives. And then we're going to... then they're going to go and start exploring. So they're probably just going to go do that on their own. I don't need to set them to do that. Okay, folks, I'm probably going to end the episode there, I think. Because I think we've probably gone over time. Thanks for watching. I'm going to start, like I say, I'm going to start playing this more as a Let's Play now. So hopefully there's going to be a little bit more action. Old Battle Mode had a bit of a slow start here, like focusing on economic stuff. But you'll see probably in the next episode we're going to start exploring out to the new stars and checking out what's going on there. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take it easy.